What's up, guys? You know who it is. It's your boy Kenny with Jdm Muscle, and this is episode 4 of the S13 LS1 Swap with the T56, which we have finally picked up. How exciting. So at this point, I've got just about every part for the LS1 Swap to go into my 1990 Nissan 240SX. This episode's going to be a little bit different. This one we're going to actually put together with the water pump that needs to go back on the motor. We've got the brand new ISR oil pan, so this is going to get onto the block as well. And then from there, guys, depending on how much time we have, I might be able to assemble everything back onto the block so it's sitting, done, ready to go into the car. But no more talking, let's get to episode. All right, guys, so now we are up to the point where we're removing the master slave cylinder because we need to put the big, robust T56 in. So of course I got the tranny out, so this is just hanging, but there are 2 bolts to remove. The master slave cylinder, going to be 2 12 millimeters. Now, it's not just those 2 bolts. Once those 2 bolts are out, I'll show you, you would remove. But underneath the dash, hooked to the clutch pedal, there is going to be 1 bolt holding this in. So when you press the clutch pedal, of course, this is going to force in, pushing that in. So you do need to remove that 1 bolt, and this will freely come out. All right, guys, so this is the upgraded Wilwood. This is going to be what we're using for the T56 transmission. So easiest way I've figured out how to put it in. Now, they do give a black plate just to be able to make up that little bit of a difference and make this one fit. I found to be able to put this in and be able to spin this to measure, easiest way was having 2 people, one be on the outside pulling it out a little bit while one's under the dash, twisting it to size, slip it in, put the 2 bolts on, and that is how you insert the new Wilwood master. So brand new water pump sitting right here. Of course, we do have a couple parts to swap over onto the new water pump. I did buy a brand new thermostat, had to buy a brand new neck for it. So let's put this together, get this onto the car, and keep rocking it out. Guys, so it's finally time to put on the brand new ISR oil pan on the bottom of the LS1. We do have the brand new gasket on, so we're just going to lift it in place. I did grab an extra set of hands, that way I don't ruin anything. She's going to do the 2 back bolts, and then I'll try to put some fronts in. Alright guys, we're getting them in slowly but surely. So my plan is to get all of them in first, guys, and then we'll go around and tighten them to spec. Alright guys, time to tighten everything down. I'm going to cinch it all by hand at first, just so I don't over tighten anything. Alright guys, new oil pan is on and looking good. Alright guys, so I wasn't sure how this was going to work. To put the water pump back on by myself with the gaskets, what I did was sat in my lap, put 2 bolts through each spot with a gasket over it, and then just kind of stood up and kind of balanced it straight on, and I was able to lean it against and push some of the bolts in. So basically what I did, had it in my lap, just kind of leaned it up, stood over so I could see the gaskets and all the bolts, held it in place, and just popped them on. I just want to try it before just to make sure it would work. So from here guys, we're going to tighten down all 610 millimeters to spec. I'm going to look that up right now, and then I'll tell you what that is. Alright guys, so I'm going to continue to tighten all these down. Now I did look up the torque specs, actually said 11 on a first pass, and then to go back through and re-tighten them all the way down to 22 pounds. So that's what we'll do. I did end up replacing this just due to the fact that the old one was pretty nasty and corroded. I just thought it would look better without an old one on the front. So that's why we decided to put a brand new one as well as a brand new thermostat. Thought it'd be goofy to not replace a thermostat. Who knows how the person before treated the motor. Alright guys, so we're going to cinch them down to 11 foot-pounds. If you don't have one of these torque bars, pick one up. For the longest time I was cheap and I just didn't have one, so I decided with putting this back together to do it correctly. Picked this one up pretty cheap off of Amazon. I think it was like $29. It's 5 to 105 pounds. Seems to be working so far pretty well. So we've got them all tightened down the first time. Now let's crank it up a little bit closer. It said 22. I think I'm going to play it at like 20-ish, 19 to 20. They're just water pump bolts. I'd rather have them fully tight than break one off. Alright guys, so let's get the alternator back onto its bracket spot. Let's just work this into place. Get that into place here. A little bit of love. Just going to kind of bang on a little bit just to move it into place. Alright guys, alternator's on. Alright guys, now that everything's starting to come together up on the front, it is time to put the valve covers back on. Now of course we freshly painted these. Why would we not put brand new gaskets on it? That would just be stupid to not. Then from here we're just going to get the 4 bolts in. And then we'll tighten them down to spec, which is 9 foot-pounds. Alright guys, now that we went basically finger tightened all the way down, let's actually cinch them. Now let's put on side 2. Get it set into place. Mosquitoes this year, no joke. Getting eaten alive this year in the garage. But I really want to get this done as fast as I can. That way we can get this car built and then still utilize it this year. Plan of building this fun car is still to get to run it as much as we can. Man, when I tightened these down, I felt like I was a lot closer. Damn mosquitoes. All right, guys, so I think this is a perfect spot to end episode 4 of the LS S13 build. We've got the block coming together pretty well, so I think this is a good spot to end it. That way for episode 5, we finish everything up with this and we start doing everything else on the car. So guys, please hit that like button, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong. Tell me if you have advice or what parts I should put on next. Or if you want to catch a drift. It doesn't matter to me, guys. Otherwise, peace out. And until next time.